Today we're going to be talking about an extremely important part of our system, guys. It's called the 5 golden rules to get good success rates. Now, success rates is something that you'll always be getting on a monthly basis throughout the year. And it's based on the quality of the business that you are doing on a week-by-week basis. If you have a high success rate, that means that all or the majority of the clients that you are signing up is paying their first premiums at the end of the month. And if you have a low or average success rate, that means that a much lower percentage of the clients you're bringing in is paying. However, the 5 golden rules, if you follow them 100%, will always make sure that your success rate remains as high as possible. And if you have a high success rate, that will then translate into a higher income for you. Now, why is that important? Well, it's very, very difficult to achieve your most important dreams and goals if you don't have a high success rate and by extension have an opportunity to make the maximum financial impact into your bank account. So today we want to touch on what are the 5 golden rules. We'll then go into a little bit more detail when we talk about why they are important and how you need to use them. So if you look over here, you can see that there are obviously 5 of them. And rule number 1 says pitch quality customers. Rule number 2 says qualify your customers correctly. Rule number 3 says get the customers correct payday. Rule number 4 says get the customers correct banking details. And rule number 5, wrap up correctly. But guys, that's what the 5 golden rules are. And if you follow those 5 rules, like I already said, you will always get great success rates. Now, why are these rules important? Well, for our sake as the agents that are bringing in new clients, it is important that we obviously get the best quality clients we can and that we make sure that those clients pay at the end of the month. Because if our clients are paying, the client is happy, we are happy, the Unlimited is happy. Everybody that's involved with this whole process is happy if a customer makes their first payment at the end of the month. And it is important for us to make sure that we get the correct information from a client when we're doing a sale. And it's also important that we give the client the correct information. Because if the client knows exactly what they're paying, when they're paying, how they use the product, all of those things lead to the client being happy, the client being educated, and in so doing, the client will remain a client for a much, much longer time. So that's obviously extremely important for all the parties involved. Now, let's go into a little bit more detail on how do you use the 5 golden rules to make sure that you always get a good success rate. If you look at number 1, guys, it says pick quality customers. Don't cherry pick customers. Pitch managers, business owners, supervisors, anybody who might potentially qualify for a product and have a use for a product. And guys, when we also talk about quality customers, these need to be customers who are able to use the products in their day-to-day life. They shop at our partners. They've got family members that they want to cover. And these people or these customers will also be able to go on and be unofficial salespeople for us to tell their friends and their family and their colleagues how great and amazing our products are. And when it comes to pitching quality customers, that's what we mean. We want to make sure we get the right people. Rule number 2, guys, says qualify your customers correctly. They must earn at least 4,000 Rand a month or more, not as a household. And you want to take this a little bit further to guarantee you always get a great success rate. Make sure that that customer earns 4,000 Rand a month or more after any other deductions that there might be. Because sometimes you find a client that earns 4,000 Rand a month or more, but they've got 5 or 6, 7 other debit orders that's running off of their bank account already. And if you're at the back of that queue, technically that client is not earning 4,000 Rand a month or more. So make sure that you qualify your customers correctly, that they tick all the boxes necessary for your product. Then number 3, guys, rule number 3, get the customers correct payday. Don't ask the customer when would they like to make a payment, but we only do business with clients who will give us the actual payday that their employers deposit their salaries into their bank account. This is important for us because we do not want to be trying to get their debit order from them before they've got their money from their employers, and we don't want to be too late after they got their money from their employers. So it is very, very important that we get the exact day that a customer gets their salary into their bank account, and not be in a situation where we are letting the customer choose when they would like to make a payment. If they are not willing to give you the day that they get paid into their bank account, then unfortunately that's not the customer that we want. We want customers who will give us the payday and the correct information. Then guys, rule number 4, get the customer's correct banking details. This is critical. The right banking information is very important. Many customers out there have multiple bank accounts and they don't use all of them for their salaries. There's always only one bank account that a customer is using to get their salary into. So when you are getting a client's banking details, it's important to make sure that they get you, like I said, the account they get their salary into, but also you must verify the customer's bank details by using AVS, the Authenticated Verification System, and you need to make sure that when a client gives you their banking details that the AVS is fully verified. That means that the account number is valid and we can use that account to then later on go and debit that customer to have their product. And then lastly guys, it's rule number 4, make sure you get the customer correct ID and the correct cell phone number that is linked to their bank, because the debit check message that the bank is going to send will only go to the client's cell phone number that is linked to their bank account. And that is very, very important for us to get great success rates, because debit check allows us to be at the front of the queue when it comes to taking customers' monthly debit orders. So we want to do everything in our power to make sure that a customer has got a 100% debit checked message when we are done with the sale. It's very, very powerful when you are following the 5 golden rules 100% and you're making sure that your customer gets debit checked. Because now we know that the customer is educated, it's a quality customer, and the customer is giving us the right information. We are giving the customer the right information, and now the banks are involved as well, because a debit check sale is 99% of the times sure to be debited at the end of the month, and that's obviously what we want. That will guarantee you a good success rate, and it will guarantee that our clients are covered and they've got full use of the products that we provided. And guys, lastly, rule number 5, and this is critical. This is the piece where you are now making sure that your customer knows exactly what they have and how to use it. So when we say wrap up correctly, it means follow the script 100%. Don't rush. You don't have to think about what to say or make up things to say. If you follow your script 100%, especially step number 5 with the wrap up piece, you will always say the right thing and you will always make sure that your clients are wrapped up correctly. Then guys, it says don't leave your customers until they answer all the wrap up questions. So there are specific questions we want to make sure that the client answers for us to show us that this customer gets it, they understand it, and they are happy with it. There's no question marks in their head. So make sure you don't leave your client before you've asked those questions. It's part of giving a professional service, so make sure you get that done. And then lastly, guys, make sure the customer has accepted the debit check on their phone before you end the conversation. So we don't want to leave a customer without making sure that they've accepted the debit order, they've accepted the product, they know exactly how that product works, they know exactly what it does, who do they call if they want to claim, how do they use their SIM card, how do they use the app, how do they use the features, and who do they call if they've got any questions. Now guys, that's the 5 golden rules. It's something that you are going to be using every single day, every single week, with every single customer that you get into contact with and that takes our products. So you want to make sure that you know them off by heart and that without any compromise or any excuses, you use them on every single one of your clients that you bring on board to be a part of the Unlimited family.